Hey everybody, we're back with another little video about my thoughts concerning stuff. I need to turn this into a series with a catchy name, but unfortunately I can't think of one. Hope you were all behaving whilst I was away a few days ago. I know you will have been. So basically I'd gone down to Stroud in Gloucestershire, which is more or less like 3.5 hours or so from where I live. I went down with two mates to see my friend who lives there. And I'd actually been before recently in September, and when we went down, my mate who lives there and my mate that went down with, they went to the White Oak Clinic, which is in the Stroud town, and it provides traditional Japanese medicine, such as acupuncture and these Japanese anma massages, skeletal adjustment, and visceral and cranial balancing, all the good stuff, you know what I mean? So what's interesting about it is that it ties into the stuff we talk about on this channel because it's considered a holistic approach to medicine. Holism, in a nutshell, as described by the Oxford Dictionary in terms of philosophy, is the theory that parts of a whole are in intimate interconnection, such that they cannot exist independently of the whole, or cannot be understood without reference to the whole, which is thus regarded as greater than the sum of its parts. Holism is often applied to mental states, language, and ecology, but the definition in terms of medicine is the treating of the whole person, taking into account mental and social factors rather than just the symptoms of a disease. And yeah, there you have it. One of the greatest pitfalls of traditional Western medicine that we use in our society is the fact that it often just focuses on one individual aspect of a problem, i.e. the symptoms of a disease or a problem that's arisen. But holism takes a more big picture understanding of the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit, and how this all interconnects. Because I'd say if you take psychedelics a lot and are interested in exploring consciousness and truth, then you will stumble upon the fact that everything is interlinked. Even the very, very smallest of things, you're so intertwined with your environment in just a very relative scale of just you literally breathing in the air. It's like, how can you not put the dots together and see that, say, if there's a problem with the mind, it can also translate to a problem in the body. And what was really interesting is when I went to this clinic, I talked about. Obviously, I don't really have any physical. I'm lucky to have no physical ailments really. I do suffer from some random pains, back pains, and just I do suffer from stress occasionally. But for the most part, I'd say I'm a pretty healthy person in terms of mind and body. But there's always stuff to be explored within yourself that you don't know about. There's shadow work to be done. And what was interesting, he said I brought in an energy with me, almost like ego baggage in a sense. And I agreed with him because I was anxious before I went in, just purely because my mind gets anxious about new experiences. I can be quite autistic in that sense. So when I went in and I had the acupuncture and the massage and just the general overview from the practitioner, I actually felt so relaxed, and I felt like I was letting go of, again, this energy, this weight that I was holding in my mind that was also being reflected in my body through tension in my muscles. And say I have a problem. Well, not a problem, but I definitely have a weak or overactive bladder, if you want to call it. And he said it could be linked with my back because obviously he knows all the stuff, and he was telling me how everything is interlinked in your body. And obviously with acupuncture, you focus on certain pressure points, I believe, in your body with the needles. And yeah, it was such a fascinating experience to have this sensation of pain, but knowing that it was doing so much good for your mind and body. And as I let go of my attachments to whatever I believe about medicine and the body, and I just let go, and I went into this meditative state, and it was just utterly mesmerizing. And afterwards I just had the greatest afterglow. It was like I'd taken a microdose of mushies and was on a high from that. It was really amazing. If you're ever down in Stroud, I fully recommend you go to this place, but obviously a lot of my viewers aren't from the UK. But if you ever find yourself over the pond, please get yourself there because it's really worth trying out. And if you've got any places near you that focus on holistic medicine and you have problems with your body or mind that say traditional medicine isn't sorting out, then I'd really recommend getting on that because I found it really beneficial, mainly for my mental state rather than my physical state, because I don't really experience much like pain or discomfort or any like physical ailments really. So it was all mental, and also I was just fascinated in the experience and I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it might help a lot of you, because some people just don't know about this, and the fact that we were obviously raised in the West, we are brainwashed by the biases that we have in our society to be like, nah, it's all woo-woo shit and all this, or alternative medicine's a load of whack. But say through stuff like the Joe Rogan experience and just generally the consciousness of mankind raising, we're starting to interlink both Eastern and Western ideas together, which is really cool. And there's so many positives to Eastern holistic style medicine that more people need to be aware of this stuff. To be honest, they should need to start teaching this stuff in school, don't they? There needs to be a more holistic approach to absolutely every corner of life, really. That's one of the problems I'd say that we suffer with in this period of mankind's development, is a lack of holistic understanding of everything like consciousness, society, politics, etc. We're still very reductionist and closed-minded to all this stuff. And at the end of the day, why do we favour Western medicine, traditional stuff over the Eastern alternative stuff? It's because these doctors and etc. are out to make money, and they want to keep you on a subscription-based service, like giving you loads of pills that are just not really solving the problem but keeping you at a baseline. Yet stuff like alternative medicine, you say you can be quote-unquote cured of an ailment physically or mentally in maybe one or two or a few sessions, whereas say if you've got some awful disease, traditional medicine is basically just isolating one part of the problem and focusing on that rather than the whole bigger picture of what's going on with you. So yeah, it was really interesting, and I think it's an amazing way to prevent disease of the mind, of the body, or of the spirit as well, which is really cool. Obviously, this guy who was performing this stuff on me, he was really into nutrition and just keeping his mind as free from toxic influences as possible. I really respected that, and it was just a really chill atmosphere as well. I mean, I can get like quite nervous going to the doctors because it's so robotic and rote and just uncomfortable to be around. But as soon as I just walked in that door, like all of the anxiety just released from my body, and yeah, I'm still feeling great. Almost a week after going, and I'd say that is a testament to the strength and power of these medicines, that it can increase our general well-being, and I even feel greater in my body as well. And I've actually been going to the toilet less as well, which is mad. I reckon that was some mental thing as well, because obviously you can get stuck in these habits of, right, as soon as I can feel myself going to the toilet, I need to go right now, and it's just really given me an open mind in terms of how I look at myself and the world and etc. And yeah, it's something that even if you don't have any physical ailments like me, then I think it's something really worth checking out, because again, it goes hand in hand with psychedelics, contemplation, and say the float pods, the sensory deprivation tanks I've talked about in the past. So yeah, I was really lucky to experience this, and if you've had any experiences doing this stuff, or if you have any like physical problems that you suffer with, please let me know, because I really enjoy that sounds a bit dark and twisted. Well, of course, yeah, I do enjoy hearing about it, even if it is like some very depressing, tragic thing you're going through, because it's really important to talk about this stuff. And if we talk about it, we can help each other out, which is always very good. So yeah, rambling again, so I will cut this off before it gets ridiculously tangential. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please consider checking out the White Oak Clinic in Stroud if you're ever down there. He really sorted me out big time.